Well, it's very understandable that you have concerns about the economy right now. We all do. These are scary times, to say the least. And, you know, I'm not going to minimize what people are going through. I mean, people are losing their jobs, companies are going under, the stock market's been in free fall, credit's seized up. I mean, people are scared for good reasons. Having said that, we have been through times like this before. We'll go through times like this again. Hopefully not this severe, but we have been through times like this. And I'm not talking about the Great Depression, which was a severe example of a little bit of what we're getting a taste of right now. If you think about cycles, okay, there's a cycle to the market, there's a cycle to the economy, there's a cycle to life. Well, this is part of the cycle. It's called a recession. And you can't have a uptime without a downtime. And that's just what we're going through. The thing to understand is that it's a natural part of the economic cycle. The bear market, the stock market that we're going through right now, is a natural part of the market cycle. And the two are linked, but they're not necessarily in sync. Usually you'll see the stock market start to drop before the economy starts to go down. And you'll also see the stock market start to come back up again before the economy starts to come back. And people wonder, gee, why is the stock market coming back up and we're, you know, 6.5%, 7.5% unemployment and everybody's still losing jobs? It's because of momentum. The markets tend to be forward-looking or forward-thinking visionaries. They sort of predict what's going to happen in the future. They're always looking ahead. This one will probably be severe. It already is severe. Although if you look at the percentage, of the drop, the last bear market was 3 years, 2000 through 2003, early 2003. We are down as much right now as we were in that 3-year period. The difference is it took 3 years to get down that far. Here it's happening in about 11 months. And that's what's got people so scared. This whole thing is being painted as a crisis right now. And, you know, you can argue that it is. But what if it's not really a crisis? What if it's actually an opportunity? And I'm not mitigating what people are going through right now, losing jobs, losing income, companies going under, things like that. It's serious, you know, and people need to do whatever they need to do to survive this. But what if it's actually a major opportunity? Now, in life, opportunities don't come to us looking like opportunities. They're usually disguised as problems, or as a challenge, or as a crisis. And I think that's one of the reasons why most of us don't take advantage of opportunities when they come along, because they don't look like an opportunity. Where's the opportunity? Well, one is the stock market itself right now. I mean, things are at prices we haven't seen since the early 80s. So the buying opportunities are incredible. And I'm talking about good, solid companies that are simply have their stock price pushed down right now because the whole market's down right now. This is what we call market risk as opposed to business risk, which is what might affect a particular industry or company. Wall Street type companies, that's business risk. The whole mortgage thing, when it fell apart, affected Wall Street primarily, that particular business. Now, business risk usually spreads out if it's bad enough and becomes market risk, and after a while everything gets pulled down. That's why there's such a great buying opportunity right now, because everything's inexpensive. The other major opportunity, especially for socially conscious investors, is that we have an opportunity right now, those of us who are really interested in this planet and social concerns, this is when the tide can be turned. We're seeing major institutions, such as Wall Street, and right now even Detroit, you know, going through very, very tough times. Well, I hate to say it, but their business models are pretty dysfunctional. I mean, how can you keep building massive SUVs at a time when gas prices are pushing up above $4? Since receded, they will come back up again. But how can you keep doing that and expect to survive? I mean, we cannot continue the oil-based economy. So it doesn't surprise me that's happened to them. There's a lot of people that are suffering, and hopefully as the government looks to deal with this, they'll craft a way to protect people as much as possible and also encourage Detroit, or push Detroit, to start doing things like making more efficient cars, hybrids, so on and so forth, which is what we really need in this country. Wall Street was running amok like it does from time to time, and it was unpoliced. The deregulation that affected Wall Street, I'd love to blame the Bush administration, but it really started back in the Reagan era. Our current president made a bad situation worse due to inactivity, being asleep at the switch basically. But you can't fully blame him. This was happening for a long time. But what it also did was it allowed for a breakdown of these institutions with the opportunity now to create a whole new paradigm for doing business. And that's what we as social investors are really interested in. The oil-based economy can't sustain itself. We can't keep burning up oil and heating up our planet. So what's starting to happen, especially with Barack Obama coming into office, is a renewed interest and push towards alternative energies, energy conservation, these kinds of things. A more sustainable way of doing business, at least in the energy sector. What's happening with Wall Street is, with this collapse, is the need for regulation has become apparent, and that's getting to be put on the table, which it hadn't been for many, many years. One writer I like, Bob Veras, suggests that these firms on Wall Street were dinosaurs, and they needed to become extinct. We shall see. So I think there's a transformation going on in the way we do business and the way business will be done in the future in this country and in the world, because we're so interconnected now. And the last incredible opportunity, which actually for me I get very emotional about, is Barack Obama. You know, he's one of the smartest people I've ever seen become the President of the United States. But he's not just smart, he's wise. He sees what needs to be done. He knows how to build coalitions with people. He knows how to reach across the aisle. I mean, the guy is incredible. And if he runs the country the way he ran his campaign, which was brilliant, we're in good hands. And one of the things that allowed Barack Obama to become elected was the financial crisis. Played into his favor. So I think we're on the brink of a major opportunity in this country with this leader. We're at a time when the whole image that the world has of us, of being separate, of being elitist, of not really caring about the rest of the world, is breaking down. Starting to see that we're actually human beings over here. And the stigma that the United States has had for years, which is this black-white racial divide, we haven't seen it the way the rest of the world has.